Where is the check-in counter? A question used to find the counter where you check in for a flight. Where is the check-in counter? Where is the check-in counter? I asked a flamingo wearing 3 pilot hats. I'd like to check in for my flight. A polite phrase used to begin the airline check-in process. I'd like to check in for my flight. I'd like to check in for my flight, I said while my suitcase practiced its runway walk. Is this bag within the weight limit? A question used to check whether a bag is light enough for the airline's rules. Is this bag within the weight limit? Is this bag within the weight limit? I asked as one polite watermelon climbed out. Could I have a window seat, please? A polite request for a seat next to an airplane window. Could I have a window seat, please? Could I have a window seat, please? I asked because the clouds were hosting a tiny parade. Where is the security checkpoint? A question used to find the airport security screening area. Where is the security checkpoint? Where is the security checkpoint? I asked a robot carefully scanning a rubber duck. Do I need to remove my laptop? A question used at security to ask whether a laptop must come out of a bag. Do I need to remove my laptop? Do I need to remove my laptop? I asked while the laptop pretended to be a sandwich. Which gate does this flight depart from? A question used to confirm the departure gate for a flight. Which gate does this flight depart from? Which gate does this flight depart from? I asked an owl holding 20 color-coded maps. What time does boarding begin? A question used to ask when passengers may start getting on the plane. What time does boarding begin? What time does boarding begin? I asked as the departure clock put on running shoes. Has the gate changed? A question used to check whether a flight now leaves from a different gate. Has the gate changed? Has the gate changed? I asked after gate 12 rolled away on tiny wheels. Is the flight on time? A question used to check whether a flight is expected to depart as scheduled. Is the flight on time? Is the flight on time? I asked while the airplane checked its enormous wristwatch. Could you help me find my seat? A polite request for help locating your assigned seat on the plane. Could you help me find my seat? Could you help me find my seat? I asked after seat 14A hid behind a curtain. May I put this bag in the overhead bin? A polite question asking whether a bag may go in the storage bin above the seats. May I put this bag in the overhead bin? May I put this bag in the overhead bin? I asked while the bag bowed to the other luggage. Could I have some water, please? A polite request for water during a flight or in another service setting. Could I have some water, please? Could I have some water, please? I asked as a tiny cloud floated beside the drink cart. I have a connecting flight. A phrase used to explain that you must transfer to another flight. I have a connecting flight. I have a connecting flight, I explained while 2 airplanes exchanged a friendly handshake. Where is the immigration counter? A question used to find the area where travelers complete immigration checks. Where is the immigration counter? Where is the immigration counter? I asked a giraffe carefully organizing passports. I'm here for tourism. A simple answer explaining that the purpose of your visit is tourism. I'm here for tourism. I'm here for tourism, I said, showing a map covered with stickers of dancing teapots. I'll be staying for 5 days. A clear answer stating how long you plan to remain in the country. I'll be staying for 5 days. I'll be staying for 5 days, I said while my calendar packed 5 tiny hats. Where can I collect my baggage? A question used to find the baggage claim area after a flight. Where can I collect my baggage? Where can I collect my baggage? I asked as the carousel delivered a piano first. My luggage hasn't arrived. A statement used to report that your checked luggage is missing after the flight. My luggage hasn't arrived. My luggage hasn't arrived, I said while the empty carousel sent me a postcard. Where is the customs declaration area? A question used to find where travelers declare goods to customs officers. Where is the customs declaration area? Where is the customs declaration area? I asked while my souvenir pineapple wore a necktie.